What does this tell us about, first of all, how lenient the Commission and the EU are when it comes to bailing in, and what does it mean for Italian banks?
Well, I think first of all we have to say that the bail-in rules make a lot of sense. Everybody agrees that it's a more appropriate way to go forward, but I think you have to get to a starting point before you can actually apply those across the whole marketplace. And I think it's very clear Italy has its own idiosyncratic problems around obviously senior debt holders, and the EU's having to sort of, as I said, get Italy to this point in time where they can say, right, from now on it's bail-ins, and this is what we're really seeing here. What
surprised you in this? I mean, they've been talking about it for a long time, and then it was kind of cobbled at the last minute. Is Intesa a clear winner?
Yeah, and look, what I'm surprised by, perhaps, is that it's all gone to Intesa. There's not been a bit of a carve-up between Intesa and UniCredit, or maybe some of the other banks. So that's perhaps surprising. But I think, the bottom line is, it's a bit like, think about JP Morgan during the crisis in the United States when it took over my old shop, Bear Stearns, and then Washington Mutual. It was finding somebody who could actually do it. And the government would have felt comfortable could actually get to the point in time where the problem was actually, if you want, absorbed, and they could move on.
This goes back, Jonathan, to I guess the need for banking union.
Yeah.
There's very little appetite for it, though, across the board. Is there?
Well, I think, as Chris says, banking rescues always have to take account of local politics and local conditions, and this one clearly does. The EU's progress towards banking union is certainly not smooth or straight. It's very much crabwise. But I don't think that this necessarily reflects a sort of permanent step back from banking union. I think the objective still in Brussels and Frankfurt is that we're going to get there in the end.
Do you think we'll get there?
Interesting question. It's a bit like looking where we are on Brexit at the moment, dare I say that word. I think we're getting closer. I think there's an appetite for it, there's no doubt about that. But there's also this issue around just different practices in different countries. One of the big problems we've talked about on here many times is Italy's bankruptcy laws. They're very different. They make the NPLs look much worse than they would if you were in Spain, or if you were in France, or if you're in the United Kingdom. So it's whether anybody finally balks at those kind of issues and says, actually, we want to step away from that, and we want to continue to, if you want, carry out our own governance.